this book alone.
No. You don't understand. There was something in the woods. And I think it's in here with us now.
Do it.
Let's do this. Of all the films that I bring baggage to, I think the Evil Dead remake is possibly the one that had the most to live up to in my mind.
I'm going to say, I think I'm agreeing with you.
Right.
That I go into this a huge Evil Dead fan. Not the movie itself. Well, yes, the movie, but the whole franchise. It's one of my favorite horror franchises of all time. All time, for sure.
And especially of the 80s.
I hold
that 1-2 punch of Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 is just amazing. Like, I will watch anything Sam Raimi makes for the rest of his career because of those two movies.
Yeah, if he released a video of him taking a bath,
yeah, so be it.
Yeah, I'll check that out. It's probably got great camera work.
Maybe Bruce Campbell will show up as a cameo as the guy who hands him a towel.
There you go, sir. Yeah, I do. I agree. I hold it very high. It's had a lot to live up to.
So I went in a little bit resistant. I gotta say, I was like, all right, if you're gonna bring me some Evil Dead, Mr. Fede Alvarez is the name of this director and co-writer. You better bring something awesome.
That's produced by the
original. Sam Raimi is on board for this.
So that did make me feel a little bit good,
Safer.
saying, you know what, it's going to be loved.
Yeah.
But that fucking trailer, though,
was really strong.
When I first saw that trailer, the red band trailer for Evil Dead,
seeing the tongue split,
that trailer was better.
Amazing.
That trailer was better than the 5 movies that we already talked about. I mean,
well, the brilliant choice that they made in this remake was to not try to recreate Ash.
Yeah.
If you tried to bring a figure into this movie to step into the shoes of Bruce Campbell, it was immediately doomed to failure. And I think Fede Alvarez knew that, and instead what he set out to do is to make the movie that Sam Raimi was trying to make when he made the original Evil Dead with all of the tools that Sam Raimi didn't have when he made Evil Dead. This is a capital H horror movie. This movie is not fucking around. Like, it is one of the most horrifyingly violent and entertaining movies that I have seen in recent memory. I am a huge fan of this remake, and I did not expect to be. It's weird because it's a story about a bunch of kids who go to a cabin and do everything wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a book sealed with barbed wire made of bound in human flesh
that says do not read.
Let's clip it open and start sounding out some of these words. Like, ostensibly, that's just fucking ridiculous. But I have watched this movie a lot. Like, I don't tire of it.
I love it.
And it is a better movie than Sam Raimi's Evil Dead.
Whoa, that's hard. Those are big words.
On a production level, on an acting level,
yeah, you know what,
on a visceral impact level, on an emotional affecting level, it achieves everything that it's trying to achieve. And the Evil Dead movie, it's got a lot of great scenes, but I don't think it achieves everything it wants to be. I think it's hobbled by its budget and the amateur stuff going around it. I love Evil Dead. I'm not saying Evil Dead's a bad movie. No. I hope that that's not what you're hearing.
I get you, what you're saying. I mean, I watched a documentary recently where Greg Nicotero had said if they could make the effects proper in the first Evil Dead, you know, if they had the money or the resources to have the effects that they wanted to do, that movie would have been scarier than The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe that's kind of what you're saying here, that
it's a scarier movie. I enjoy watching the original Evil Dead a lot. I still get a lot out of it even today, even with all its rough corners.
And it's got the rough corners, yeah.
Yeah. This remake, man, I think that part of it was whereas I had higher expectations of some of these other remakes, like, well, you know, why couldn't they make an improved version of the Hitcher. Why couldn't they?
It shouldn't be too hard.
It shouldn't be that, but they kind of failed. In this one, I expected them to fail. And maybe that expectation was what made this sucker punch hit me. Because, shit.
Well, you can tell they made a clear attempt to make what they could. It's like they tried to make the most terrifying movie that they possibly could. And I think that's the tagline for the movie, isn't it?
It's a grueling experience in terror. That was the tagline for the original film.
Right, this one, isn't it, say on the
this.
poster, I think it says the most terrifying movie you will ever experience or something like that. But and you can see from every image, from everything from the image to the mood and the sound, there's a siren sound that they play now and then when bad shit is happening. And for whatever, that puts chills. And the way the creatures move, everything, the over-the-top gore is there.
Well, let's start. So here we are, 5 minutes into the review, and I think we should start talking about it. The opening sequence.
Yeah.
Terrified woman, filthy, bloody, staggering through foggy, horrifying trees, gets totally smashed in the face with the butt of a rifle by these two hayseed fellows. Cut to same woman tied to a pole in some obscure basement, and some horrible ritual taking place, which involves engulfing this poor woman in flames and then blowing her head off. And it's her father who gets to pull the trigger. And then we have credits.
When she speaks in that demonic voice.
Yeah.
That gets you.
Yeah, and the acting's really good there when she's pleading and begging her, please don't do this to me, you believe her. And when she turns demonic, you believe her, right? And so, these kids come to this obscure cabin in the woods to help their friend Maya kick a nasty drug habit. She's been to this roadie a few times before. A lot of them are a little bit tired of her. And it was a really good excuse for them to stay in the cabin longer than they would have otherwise. Right. Because they don't believe Maya. They don't trust Maya. They think Maya's going to think of any ridiculous excuse.
Sure, the tree raped you.
Exactly.
Okay, Maya.
She's going to think of any ridiculous excuse to get out of this cabin because she wants to go get her fix. But she wants to get out of the cabin because she fucking knows that something terrible is going to happen.
Yeah. She brings that performance when she's whispering to her brother in that scene. You hang on every slowly spoken whispered word, and it's.
And how frustrating it must be for her because she's probably deserved this lack of trust. She's probably earned it, right?
Yeah.
But she is actively trying to save her friend's life, and they are having none of it. It's brutal. And
you kind of see her brother, I think, is the character that you're watching thinking, I think he's going to be the Ash. Yeah, he's even got the denim shirt, I believe. So he kind of looks like he takes a little bit of physical abuse, kind of like Ash.
Yeah. Ash is very meek in the first film. A lot of people forget that.
Yeah,
he's not a badass
He's
at
not
all.
the one-liner Ash that we see in Evil Dead 2. This has nothing to do with Evil Dead 2. This is the straight-ahead...
No laughs.
Let's make the scariest movie we can possibly make.
I don't think there's any deliberate laughs anywhere in this movie. I think they really
And I don't know if I look at it as much as a remake. I look at it as another story that fits in the whole Evil Dead universe. Yeah. It's a worthy member of the whole family, I think. Just an alternate Evil Dead story, I think, and it works for sure.
I'm sort of shocked. Again, why not an Evil Dead 2? You guys, if you can remake Evil Dead so successfully, why not move on? But where do they go from here? And can they turn on the camp for number 2 now, or do they, once they've established this world, do they tread forward?
Yeah, I don't know if you do a remake of I'm not sure about sequels to remakes.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah, I mean, Halloween tried. Hills Have Eyes. They don't usually work as well as the first shot, but
just a few of the things that you'll be treated to if you watch this movie, and please do. A woman slaps another woman, throws her down on the ground, flips her over, and full-on vomits into her face.
Sam Raimi loves people vomiting on each other's faces, doesn't he? Drag Me to Hell?
Drag Me to the Hell is just full of fluids. There's a lot of fluids in that.
Yeah, it's gag-inducing.
There's a scene where the guy who we should hate, but I still like, the dude who reads from the book, who actually cuts the book open and reads from it, who is responsible for all of this. His girlfriend stabs him in the face several times with a needle, and we see him remove the needle from his lower eyelid It's the most horrifying thing. Like, oh, and these are just a couple of moments. Like, they're all over this movie. Like, they're all over this movie.
And that's without even talking about tree rape.
Tree rape, and that's one of the few things that they took from the
That's
original.
from the original, right?
Yeah. And it's interesting. Sam Raimi has said that he's kind of a little bit embarrassed by that sequence as he grew up. He's like, it's a sequence he came up with as a young man and thought it was badass and cool. But as he's grown up and got a little more perspective on it, he thought it was maybe a little bit distasteful. So it's funny because he did it again in Evil Dead 2. So I mean, he must have not thought it was that distasteful. But I guess it was less implicitly rape, and it was more the trees killed that woman
And infected her with whatever demonic presence.
presence.
And you're missing the biggest ick kind of moment, I think, is the slicing of her own tongue.
Oh, she splits her tongue.
Oh my goodness, that is such a. I showed my wife that scene, and she had to turn her head away, and she was gagging. She said, "This, I." She was making that sound, and she could not watch it.
So you're watching an effective horror movie with somebody who's gagging.
Yeah, and I thought that is so disgusting. I love the hell out of it.
Yeah. We engage with the characters in a way that, they seem real to me. In the original movie, it's a group of people that come to a cabin to be killed, and they're two sets of couples, really, and they're fine. But everybody's motivations, except for the idiot who reads the book, I completely buy. Mm-hmm. And the fact that her brother, like you said, the guy David, played by Shiloh Fernandez, you kind of expect to play this heroic role. And in the end,
he kind of does
he doesn't to a certain extent until he's no longer alive.
Yeah, and it's okay, the hero's dead now.
The movie's about Maya.
Yeah,
and that final confrontation, which is a complete new invention, but that I completely buy in this Evil Dead world. Once the spirits have claimed X number of souls,
the abomination shall rise, and
a blood rain falls.
Yeah,
I can't imagine they had a sprinkler system filled with red Kool-Aid or something like this. And the entire end sequence, Maya is fighting a demonic version of herself. And she is completely alone. And it is terrifying.
It is and I believe that's the scene that put them over the top. This is the officially the bloodiest movie of all time.
Yep.
And I think once it's raining blood, that puts you over the edge. And
all stops pulled out in this movie. Like, they were not fucking around. Like I said at the start of this movie, they wanted to make a capital H horror movie, and they succeeded in a way that I could not have anticipated. I have to say, as much as the same way I said with Sam Raimi and the Evil Dead movies, this Fede Alvarez guy, anything he does,
I want to see what he does next.
Anything he does, be it a romantic comedy or I don't know.
And
How the West Was Fun 3. I don't give a shit. I will show up and watch it. So, I'm not sure what his next project is, but I'll be on board.
And one of the things they did was, with this remake, there was a lot of little Easter eggs, little nods, I guess, for fans of the franchise. You had Ash's car, if you noticed, was in the back. It was an abandoned old car. When they first drive up to the cabin, you hear, if you listen quietly, you can hear a faint
knock.
"Join us," but it's very faint. You can barely. But fans of Evil Dead, they hear it.
Yeah.
Ash cuts off his hand very obviously in the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
In this one, we have someone chop off their whole arm with the carving knife, which is a beautiful, grisly scene.
Yeah.
So many nail guns in the face. She's that girl that's like cutting her smile into her mouth with the broken.
Blade. Yeah.
So. This is not for the squeamish, this film, no.
They don't make movies like this, though. Like, there's always, I don't know if it's the influence still of Scream, but there always seems to be a wink, or like, let's stop and give them a break, or let's,
hey, where's our comic relief?
Yeah,
let's
get up to the point of where the needle stabs him in the eye and then cut away. But this is not what this movie is about. They are not going to spare us anything. And it's glorious.
One question I have on it is, I believe when they read the book, it says when 5 souls are claimed, the skies will rain blood, and the abomination shall rise. And I've always had issue with wondering, and not always, I guess, but you wonder, were there 5 souls that were taken, and who counts as a soul?
Maybe it's 5 in one night.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I started wondering because it sometimes adds up, and it depends who you listen to if it matters.
does or
But then
doesn't.
at the end, does it really matter? This is just something that he read in this book, and it's been rewritten. There's scribbles on top of scribbles, and
Yeah.
so I guess it doesn't matter how many souls have been taken. This shit is happening right now, and you have to deal with it. And when they first made that switch to Maya being the hero, at first I wasn't sure what I thought of this, thinking,
Right.
well, wait, she was just the demon in the cellar
Right.
trying to kill everybody, and now
She's
we're
back.
rooting for her. But after revisit, it was a chance they took, changing things up, and I like what they did.
They were not going to be able to recreate Ash, so they didn't try.
Yeah.
And bravo. I think the two takeaways I have from this is that it justifies the existence of remakes, because I could not have anticipated that the Evil Dead remake would be like that. I would be this happy about it. Like I was completely broadsided by how good it was. I honestly,
Yeah, I think
I sat down in the theater and I folded my arms and I looked at the screen like, "Bring it, Evil Dead!" And they did.
Yeah, I think this was out one day before I seen it. This was one I had to see. Like I said, that trailer, it sold me, and I think
Yeah.
I expected it
To be good.
based on that trailer. This looks incredible. This looks like a horror movie with the capital H horror movie, like you said. And yeah, they brought it.
Yeah.
I think we're
The
tipping
other-
around a bit here, but
The other lesson: if you find a book that is wrapped with barbed wire that says "Do not read this book,"
do not read it.
don't fucking read it, you moron.